Here are 50 weird and funny facts about the planet Mercury. 1. Mercury is only slightly larger than our moon. Talk about a tiny planet. 2. A year on Mercury is just 88 Earth days long. Great for impatient folks who can't wait for their next birthday. 3. Mercury has wrinkles. No anti-aging cream needed though. They are cliffs formed by cooling lava. 4. This little planet is the second densest in our solar system. Earth feels lightweight by comparison. 5. Mercury is the only planet whose orbital period matches its rotation. It keeps the same face toward the sun at all times, like how the man on the moon always watches over us. 6. Speaking of the man on the moon, at least he has company. Mercury is the only planet with no moons. 7. Mercury's nighttime temperatures can drop to 290 degrees Fahrenheit. Break out the ultra-puffy goose down jackets. 8. Its daytime highs reach a scorching 800 degrees. Talk about temperature extremes. No Goldilocks zone here. 9. The sun looks 2.5 times bigger in Mercury's sky than it does here on Earth. So intense. 10. Mercury has a giant iron core, taking up a whopping 42% of its volume. This planet is pumped. 11. Despite being closest to the sun, ice exists in craters at Mercury's poles where sunlight never reaches. Chilly. 12. Earth-based telescopes cannot see these ice caps due to Mercury's closeness to the bright sun. We need visiting spacecraft to spot the frosty fellowship of polar caps. 13. Speaking of visitors, only 2 man-made spacecraft have ever landed on Mercury. So far, no tourists allowed. 14. Mercury has a humongous impact crater called Caloris Basin, formed by an epic asteroid strike. At 800 miles wide, you could fit the whole state of Texas inside it. 15. No need to pack lunch for a day trip on Mercury. A sunny day there lasts twice as long as its year. Talk about extreme overtime. 16. Despite having almost no atmosphere, Mercury has a thin exosphere containing atoms blasted off its surface by the solar wind. Fancy name for near vacuum. 17. These atoms then rain back down, coating Mercury's surface in a fuzzy glow, like a peach skin texture under a microscope. Space peaches. 18. Early astronomers thought Mercury orbited the sun twice for each orbit that Earth makes. Math is hard. 19. Mercury is the only rocky planet whose middle layer is liquid. Its mantle is partly molten rock, keeping things hot and heavy. 20. Mercury is named after the Roman messenger god and is depicted in art wearing winged sandals. Divinely dashing footwear. 21. Despite being named after a fleet-footed deity, Mercury is actually the slowest planet, ambling around the sun at 35,000 mph. Speedy Gonzales, it is not. 22. Ancient Chinese astronomers called Mercury the hour star, as they tracked how long it took to complete an orbit. Celestial stopwatch. 23. Mercury is still shrinking bit by bit as its crust continues to cool, wrinkling like a prune into cliffy scarps over 1 billion years long. I'll have what this planet's having for eternal youth. 24. In 2012, scientists discovered a rare, exotic atom called mercurium in Mercury's atmosphere. Quick, someone notify the periodic table people. 25. Mercury's crust is one of the oldest, sitting unchanged for nearly 4 billion years. Talk about age to perfection. 26. Despite having barely any atmosphere, thin air whipped around by Mercury's spin may generate a weak electrified field, which could influence solar winds. Sparky space whispers. 27. Sunbeams striking Mercury's rugged highlands can generate enough heat to melt surface lead deposits. Dangerous place for 9. NASA's Messenger spacecraft had to execute over 4,000 orbits and flybys before finally achieving full orbital insertion around Mercury. That's true determination in the face of challenge. 30. When Newton calculated the numbers, he predicted Mercury's orbit so accurately that the tiny difference helped reveal the reality of Einstein's general relativity. Physics might drop. 31. Ancient Assyrians believed Mercury represented their storytelling god Nabu, who recorded people's fates. What tales does this planet tell through its scars and craters? 32. Mercury buzzes around the Sun every 88 days, but it rotated every 59 days before getting gravitationally locked. Chaotic celestial sprint, 33. Soviet scientists reported life on Mercury in the 1960s, which turned out to be rubber lens capsules fallen inside their heat-damaged cameras. Oopsie, 34. In 1974, astronomers using a powerful radar beam at Arecibo Observatory discovered Mercury's frozen polar treasure troves. Ice, maybe, 35. Mercury's orbit keeps perfect step with Earth's in the Sun's gravitational dance, resonating at a 3:2 ratio twice every 100,000 years. Space harmony, 36. Despite having basically no atmosphere, Mercury's wispy exosphere still boasts a minority of potassium atoms unknown on neighboring planets. Special seasoning, 37. Mercury's magnetic heart partially shields its surface, redirecting scorching solar winds down to its poles to create those ice caps. Protection by polar vortex, 38. NASA's Messenger craft discovered Earth-like hollows inside some polar ice craters, possibly created by scorching sunbeams hitting buried ice pockets. Space thirst traps, 39. Messenger also revealed deposits of pitch-black gunk containing carbon and organic bits inside these polar hollows. Space tar pits, creepy, 40. Before crashing onto Mercury in 2015, Messenger spotted mysterious bright crater deposits nicknamed snow patches. Think Frosty the Snowman frolicking next to frozen tar pits, 41. Ghost craters on Mercury appear when lava floods old craters and later shrinks, revealing outlines of vanished depressions. Haunted surface, 42. Messenger's X-ray spectrometer identified Mercury's elemental chemicals by detecting rings like fingerprints. CSI Planet, 43. Near the end of its lifespan, Messenger discovered water ice likely located an inch or two below darkened polar surface deposits. Surprise subsurface frozen feast, 44. Ancient Mercury may have had a thicker atmosphere that got stripped away by solar flares, which could have supported liquid oceans despite its close to Sun. Origins of life, 45. In 2025, the European-Japanese Bepicolombo spacecraft will arrive and map Mercury's composition to unravel planetary formation mysteries. Nearly there, 46. The Bepicolombo must use 9 gravity assists and 5 flybys to safely achieve orbit without melting. Tricky, 47. Over 4-5 billion years ago, Uri may have started with over 3 times more mass before getting zapped by a voracious newborn sun. Rapid starburst diet, 48. NASA's Messenger ended its spirited 11-year, $446 million mission by heroically crash landing onto Mercury in 2015 after running out of fuel. 49. Before impact, Messenger snapped 56,000 pictures and scanned 100% of Mercury's cratered landscape in rich detail. Flawless victory. And finally, our 50th Mercury fact. 50. Lying closest to the Sun, tiny Mercury bakes at twice Earth's heat blasts per square meter. Yet its secret polar ice somehow survives eternal summer heat waves just inches below the rippled surface. What an epic triumph over extreme adversity. Well, how about that lineup of fun facts? Let me know which ones stood out to you. I had a blast sharing my favorite planet's quirky details with you all. Subscribe if you want more amusing astronomy served up hot and fresh. Until next time, Mercury out.